to Travel and Bang, baby.
This is Travel and Bang. I am Marky Bravo the Mulatto. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Coming back again. I've been on a vacation, a little hiatus. I took some time to visit some family in the British Virgin Islands, Virgin Gorda to be exact. A lot of people don't know where that is. It's by Necker Island. That's owned by Richard Branson and by Tortola, also known as Beef Island. The Caribbean, I want to tell you, all the men out there, if you ever get a chance to take a break, take the boulder off your shoulder, go visit the Caribbean. If it ain't, you know what I mean, what I call the Black Caribbean, then go to the Dominican Republic, visit these places. I mean, it's just so beautiful, so pristine, the water's so clear. It is nature's little secret. And you're gonna meet some really awesome, beautiful women in these areas, and you're just gonna have a great time. Do not go through life just work. Even as you're chasing your goals and your dreams or trying to make it happen, whatever, how you wanna use the terminology, I want you to take a break, okay? Go to the Caribbean. If it's not the Caribbean, go to South America. Visit different places. Be careful, okay? Danger lurks behind dark corners as well. But I just want to tell everybody that it gave me some time. The hiatus gave me some time to do a paradigm shift and to reflect on different things. I want to touch on a subject real quick. One of my mentors passed away. A very well-known book author, Black American gentleman from Indiana, known as Alan Roger Curry, also called the King of Verbal Seduction. This man, back in 2017, when I was doing government contracting, working in Kuwait on the U.S. Army base of Camp Arifjan, I reached out to him. You know, I was reading his books and ended up paying him for some coaching. We'd align our schedules because, you know, it was in different time zones. And we would, you know, he just gave me a solid hour to do mentoring and talking about his Mode 1 teachings. And it's just fascinating. I wanted to share that with all the men out there. Now that he's passed away, I really implore that you check out his books, his teachings, the few YouTubes or many YouTubes that are left of him in the flesh, alive and animated. You know, it's a very interesting guy. I mean, he had what he called Mode 1, and where he focused in on men being direct and raw and honest about their erotic, if you want to say sexual interest in a woman. He didn't believe in men BSing, beating around the bush, trying to be friends first. He taught men to be direct and honest right from the get-go. This is what I want, this is how it's going down, and if you're not with that, it's all good, baby. I'm moving on. Holler if you change your mind. That type of mentality. But you know, a lot of people confused his teachings with being vulgar, derogatory. You know, he didn't teach guys to go up to women and say, yo, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Nah, it was really smooth operator type of stuff. Him being called the King of Verbal Seduction, he also emphasized on using the powerful tool of a calm, relaxed, seductive voice. He believed that through your tonality, using a masculine, relaxed tonality, you could get a woman sexually aroused. And he based that off of phone sex, you know what I mean? That he even had a lot of recordings to even prove, he has the receipts to show that how he used this verbal seduction in action. And it was interesting, you know, teaching the powerful tools to be able, while you conversate, to create erotic thoughts and visualizations in a woman's head through the conversation that you're having with them. But he also was taught that majority of the women will have an adverse reaction to sexually explicit or provocative conversation. They just will. And that's what was beautiful, was he didn't BS or sugarcoat it. He was basically would tell you, he told me that you know, you're going to get pushback, you know, and that's because of social programming. You know, no matter how much we get around it, women have that programming of how are they supposed to react when you're talking naughty, when you're talking dirty to them. So there's some pushback. But the realization of his teachings is that it is true. Men and women, we do get aroused from what we see and what we hear. Men leaning more into what we see visual. That's why the majority of the viewers of pornography are men. And women are have more of an imagination. So that's why they're more auditory, you know what I mean, from what they hear. That's why most erotica books buyers are women. I mean, Liz, the 50 Shades of Grey, right? Before it even became a film, it became a film because it was a bestseller as a book. You know, they call it mommy porn, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, millions of women were buying this book. And that's how it got the interest, you know, why they turned it into a film. You know, so the proof's in the pudding. You can't deny it's true. And to point out the fact that if you learn how to use a seductive tonality in your voice, you can use that to arouse a woman, you know, to make her aroused, you know, highly aroused. You know what I mean? And it's just a fact, you know, it's just the majority of men don't know how to do that anymore. And that's what made him such a great teacher. The king of verbal seduction, one and only Alan Roger Curry, told you how to implement it properly, but also let you know that to take the risk, you will take a risk to get a woman highly aroused. You will take the risk, I mean, to get insulted, criticized, and or rejected. You will not get a woman highly aroused. I repeat, you will not get a woman highly aroused if you're being overly cautious. I.e., you see that with the good guys, the good guy, the guy that usually gets friend zoned. He's not talking naughty. He's not being a bad boy. You know what I mean? And that's usually the guy that the woman goes, oh yeah, you know, Tom, he's such a cutie. He's like my brother. You know what I mean? This is the guy the woman does, and it's not women's fault. They just don't get their senses aroused, erotic arousals from guys like that, because they're too cautious. They're too respectful. The bad boy, okay, the guy who gets a woman aroused is the one that takes it there. He's not afraid to be sexually explicit. He's not afraid to be talk erotic, provocative, conversational things, okay? And, you know, just to let you know that I've had my situations where a woman gets quiet, you know, because she can't believe I just said what I said. You know what I'm saying? But just understand, I'm not, you know, what he's taught, and I want you to focus in on is, I'm not saying as a man you could just walk up to some random woman and start talking dirty to her. That's not going to work. And I'm not saying that if you go out on a date on a woman the first time and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you start saying derogatory, vulgar things, you know, about your genitalia and how, you know what I mean? This is smooth operator. This takes finesse. This takes social calibration. You got to know how to do it, when to do it. And if you don't, you know what I mean? It just may not be your fit. It's not for everybody. And that's the great things about Alan Roger Curry's teachings. And I'm going to tell everybody, go to Amazon, just check his stuff out. Mode 1, a great book. And then another book that was just awesome was, ooh, Say It Again. That book was awesome. And that's the book that's going to teach you how to talk dirty. And other books he's had, The Beta Male Revolution. You know, it goes on and on. This really sad. Just really sad to see this man pass away. If you really want to take your game, if you want to take your game to the next level, check out Alan Roger Curry. He's the best kept secret. He's the guy who should have went mainstream, but he never did. Maybe he just wasn't into butt kissing, so he never got pushed to the level of success that he deserved. Okay, so check him out. I'm gonna be back. Asombroso.